Hello guys, first video of the Football Manager series that I'm going to be doing, rebuilding Portsmouth. I'm going to try and take Portsmouth from League 2 back to where they were not so long ago, back to the Premier League. So, here we go, just starting with Portsmouth right now. Now, I've skipped the whole game setting up because it was kind of dead footage that you didn't really want to see. But I loaded up Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Ireland, and obviously England. Loaded to the bottom league playable of all of those. I started in Wales in June rather than the standard start time in England of July, just to give myself the extra month to set up the squad to make any signings, because I'm going to mainly be going through the free agent market. So the sooner I can get them in, get their fitness up, because some of them might not have been at a club for a while, and also it gives me more time to train my tactics. So here I'm just going through the meetings with them. I decided not to discuss any philosophies until I get higher up, because at the minute it's just the Portsmouth squad without my kind of my stamp on it, my teams, or my team. I couldn't call it my team yet, really. So once I start getting higher up, probably Championship, we'll start talking about more philosophies. Also decided not to have a intra-squad friendly, because the players I put in the reserves I don't think are good enough to play for this team, so I'll be looking to sell them. And with a squad friendly, it increases the chances that one of them might get injured in the game, and also the fact that the game is seemingly pointless, because I know that I don't want those players anyway, and they're on their way out. And playing first team against second team is probably just really an excuse for a pointless game that ends with a very high score. Moving on to meet my staff here, see what they have thoughts about. John at Summerball, as good as he may be, he's 30 years old, so I'm not really looking for someone that old. Look through the youth prospects request that they believe are good players. I will be trying to use a lot of the youth ability in the squad, because, well, I don't have any transfer budget and a very limited wage budget, so that's what I'll be looking at, right? Neil Etheridge here, Fulham under 21's goalkeeper. It looks quite good. Scout report says he'll be my best goalkeeper, and loan offer. Only have to pay 20% of his wages, which is always good. Take out that can be recalled, which is always a good. That's a good tip, that you should take that out so that they can't record them when they want to, and you have him as long as you want. Just gonna take a look through the squad here. See if there's anybody that I want. Players that I want to keep, and players that I'll move to players that I don't necessarily want into the under 21s. I've got their wages down the side as well, because I'm going to need to keep very, very tight kind of control on the wage budget here. Pedro Adjuman, he looks alright, but his finishing isn't great. Now, I know you're probably not going to find someone with superb finishing at this level, but 10 really isn't good enough. David Connolly, as good as he might be, is 36. So this is the kind of player that I'm looking for that I can sell. Andy Bartram there. He doesn't look great, and he's worth 225k. So hopefully, even if I can sell him for 100k, 150k, it's a lot of money for a club like this. Whereas Fogden looks alright, and his work rate's quite good. Probably more chance of me playing him as a centre mid than a right mid, however. Kind of formation I'll be looking to play is probably a 4-3-3 with one defensive mid. So kind of the triangle midfield with the defensive mid, 2 centre mids and 2 wingers. And I'll probably look, and I like to play with inside forwards as my wingers, so a left foot on right and a right foot on the left. Daniel Alpha on loan from Swansea, looks quite good. Probably play him as a centre back. Sorry. Let's go through. Jack Watmore. Jack Watmore is someone I'm actually very interested in for his ability, because he's very young, but he's got the kind of core stats that you would like at tackling, heading, marking. He's also quite good on the ball. I think he's got something like 14 passing, which means as he gets a bit older, there's a potential that we could probably play him as a ball-playing defender. Also, I have the advantage of starting with Portsmouth of Simon Ferry is probably the best centre mid in the league, especially all-round stats-wise anyway. Let me just go through my under-21s, see who I've got here. And even though I think are good enough to go into the first team. Anybody that's under 18 as well, I'm just going to move them straight to the under 19s. so that they can all be loaned out. Let me just do that. Can't move them because there's 2 of them are greyed out. So let me just unselect them. Now, Adam Webster's someone that's very interesting to me because he is very good and probably would be starting if he wasn't already on loan. Probably, I think he's on loan to Aldershot, and I can't bring him back. So next season he will be part of my plans. Danny East, I will be playing him because he's very much a utility player. He can play in a lot of positions. Here, alright, just move Ryan Taylor to the under 21s, going into the under 18s accidentally. Just going to go through the under 18 squad, see if anyone good here. Yeah, I'll probably move him up. His aggression is quite high, which means we'll probably get quite a lot of bookings, especially the position he's in, but his finishing and dribbling were quite good. Same with Jack Maloney. Maloney looks like he could be a decent little player, especially for the level right, and the fact he's only 18. To be honest, the couple of players that I'll bring up from here probably will be kind of second or third choice. Probably not a lot of them will start, but they'll definitely be in and around the squad because at this kind of level, you can't have like one specific team and play it all through a season with only a few changes because the training facilities and the fitness facilities just aren't good enough, to be honest. I don't think anybody else up here is great, to be honest. To be honest, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these all available for loan because even though they'll probably play Skrill Premier or Skrill South football, I still think that's better for them to play actual first team football rather than under 18, rather than the youth football. Here we go, Adjuman and David Connolly. I'm getting rid of quite a lot of strikers because I only want to play one out-and-out striker with 2 wingers. So I don't need. I mean, there's 4 strikers in the under 21s, but I only really need 3 strikers in my squad probably. One as a first choice, a second choice, and then a third choice. Obviously, I don't need 5th, 6th. I don't need up to kind of 5, 6 choices to play up front. And Jake Jervis is quite good. So let me see what we've got here. Well, Patrick Edgerman. I'm just going through these under 21 players and offering them to clubs. Just the players I've put in my reserve squad, offer them to clubs for below their value because, well, I have no transfer fee and they're just taking up wage space, which to me is more important than the transfer budget because I have no transfer budget to add on to. However, if I can free some wage space, I can make more free transfer signings. And there's certainly some good players on the free transfer market that I can look to sign if I have the space. And also, it's probably going to be. I'm probably not going to get any transfer budget for the next few seasons, so I'm going to have to be dealing with free agents for the foreseeable future. So any space that I can have free on my wage budget now will be multiplied by the time we get promoted and stuff. Or hopefully get promoted anyway. So I'm just going to go through. And the reason that I'm just gonna offer them for less, a lot less, because I just want them out of the way. Johnny Ertl, see, he's not a bad player, Johnny Ertl, but the age he is and his wage, like the most I can offer any player is £1,800 a week, and he's on it. And for the age he is and how good he is, I probably wouldn't list him as a starter. Players want to discuss. Both Connolly and Adjuman want to discuss personal terms for being put in the under 21s, so that doesn't really bother me because I want to sell them anyway. I have 21 days, whereas I think if I started in July, I'd only have like a week or so. So yeah, it gives me like an extra 2 weeks to make some signings. I'm just going to reject every Watmore bid because he just looks very good. Medway, I'll just ignore that for a minute. I've got a year to sort that out. No offers for any of the players. It's a bit of a pain because I need to get rid of them. Meeting the media, just kind of the general questions. What's been on, blah blah blah. Telling them about how I want to get them promoted and how I'm prepared to go forward. And I don't want to discuss transfer dealings today. Right, now I'm going to search for some free agents. So I'm going to look for a creative midfielder with high passing first. Mark Randall's only 23 and he has good passing. He has 18 passing and 15 creativity. That's basically at this level the definition of a creative midfielder. To be honest, it's at this level you need to be looking at players that have specific attributes for the role you want to play them. You're not going to find somebody at this level who is good at everything. Someone like David Luiz and Sergio Ramos, I believe, on this game don't have one stat below 10, and they're centre backs, like including their finishing. Now I know that's a bit of an extreme, but you just need to look for. I was looking for an advanced playmaker, so therefore I highlighted the attributes that I wanted as passing, creativity, and long shots. And Randall at 23 had what I was looking for. Here we got Damian Johnson, who I'm looking for a defensive mid. He's got tackling, passing, marking as well. I like them to have, like, I know passing is not necessarily massively important for them at this, but I like them to not be like ridiculous on the ball, and also to have some decent physical stats. Like Jermaine Hines was below him, and although he was younger, I think his physical stats, I don't believe he had like 1 above 10, which is just awful, to be honest. It's not good enough at all. So right now I'm going to look for a striker, an out-and-out striker, because although I have some decent players at striker, they're not probably 20 goals a season striker. Pace isn't very good. Pace at this level is devastating, to be honest. It can be the difference between a good striker and a great striker at this level, because the centre backs tend to be slower, so they can really be exploited for their lack of pace. I mean, the finishing has to be decent, like probably above 12. Here, I'm going to look at Rory Boulding because of his age. He's alright, not great. Rob Earnshaw. Rob Earnshaw's good. The only problem with that could be that I can only offer £1,800 a week, which might not be saying that he's massively interested in because of how good he is. But let me offer him a trial, because sometimes if you offer them a trial and they're happy with the club, they're more inclined to sign than just offering off the bat. Rory Boulding looks like a bit of a rough around the edges striker, to be honest. At 24, there's not massive potential to grow. Feels like maybe 18, 19, I'd probably be more interested in him, but I'll get scout report on him anyway. Now, what am I going to look for? Just look at general free transfers, see if there's anything that sticks out to me as huge. Darius for sale. Let's do that by recommended, see how much they're recommended to me. Don't really want to be looking at massively old players unless they're going to make a huge difference. Julian Kelly looks alright, but I don't know whether I'm alright for a right back, really. Let me look at him. I know he wants far too much wages anyway. If he started off far too high, to be honest, for what I wanted. Darius Vassell, he looks alright, but he's only got 8 finishing, which isn't high enough at all. Marlon King looks quite decent, actually. Whether Earnshaw's only a year younger and is probably better all round. Not really sure that I need a goalkeeper, to be honest. Just hopefully, we'll have Etheridge on loan pretty soon. What am I going to look for? Rivaldo. The reason I look for that is because if you load up a certain, I forget where he plays. Might be Brazil, or it might be one of the Asian countries. But he's 40 years old, and I think he's on I think he's both worth about £1,000, and that's about his wage as well. So, and his contract expires in like December. So I was just going to see if I can get him, but doesn't matter. Jake Gallagher, kind of what I'm looking for. I was talking about the rough around the edges kind of defensive midfielder. He's quite young. His tackling's quite good, and his passing's not awful. So let me just scout report on him. Just advancing now. Wait for it to advance. Come on. Jeez. Why is it taking so long for? What happened there? Anyway, carrying on. Xavier happy with forward thinking club. Transfers. Under 18's approached for one of my coaches. Reject the offer. Reject the offer for what more? Offer hands off, because he looks very good, definitely. Let me just see if I can. Nope, can't make him indispensable. Let's see if I can set a thing. No, I don't really want to set it too high in case a big club comes in with a big offer. Again, for some stupid reason, same thing as before. Oh, didn't want to add him to the development list. That means he can be loaned out, and I foresee him as a starter this year. So no thanks. Alright, let's just leave it. To be honest, can't seem to work my way around the bloody game. We reject all the offers for him. Have no interest in getting rid of him for a very long time. I'll definitely be offering him a long-term contract when his youth contract expires. So that's going to happen. Jack Watmore, just reject all the bids. I feel I'll stop bidding for him. I have no interest in selling him. I should probably send a little thing about him being indispensable to the club while it carries on. Bolden report 4 stars, but I really wasn't massively taken with him. Jake Gallagher doesn't look very good, to be honest. And I've got Thierry Rack on, I suppose, that I could have as a backup. But let me see if I can get him for free. Nope, 47k. Definitely not going to be spending that. But they won't let him come on loan. First team commitments. Rory Bowling. Yeah. In fact, I will offer him a contract as a different option. Nope, maybe not. Maybe not. Etheridge offer accepted. That's always good. I'm just gonna go back through these and lower their asking prices even more. See if I can get any interest from anybody. Ryan Taylor next. I see no one offered him for 100k. He's worth 350 and no one wanted him for 100k. This is crazy. Well, I might have some trouble getting rid of these. Ajiman, 1k, yeah. Oh, no, actually, just get it for free because I just want him off the wage bill, to be honest. David Connolly, really too old to make a difference. So for free as well. Tom Craddock next. 130k offered him for 40. Still nobody wanted him. So let's try 10k. Andy Barcham was worth 225. I think I offered him for 150. Alright, offer him for 60. See if I get any interest. Padavani, 15k. Offer him for 10. It's just about knocking it down so someone buys them. To be honest, they're all on relatively high wages that I could do with getting rid of. I had 6k free, and if I can sell these, I don't know how many players it is. I think it's about 8-9 players, all on 1,000. I'm then looking at kind of 14,000. So, and any transfer fees I do make for them, I'll just put back into the wage budget. To be honest. So, right, let's continue with that. Wait for it to carry on. Reject all the bids for Watmore because I have no interest in selling him to anybody. Reject all offers. Meant to make Randall bid. Here's your report. No offers for 9 players. Still no offers for those players. Bloody hell, how much am I going to... How little am I going to sell them for? Some of those players were offered for 0. Oh, here we go. Damien Johnson has agreed to sign for Portsmouth. And with that, I think we'll call that an episode. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe. Links in the description for Twitter and such like. And see you later.